Hello, everybody. It's Rob Rousseau here. Welcome to 49th Parahell. Listen, I know I usually do a whole introduction to the show, which I am going to get to later, but it's just I got kind of a big guest coming on today, and I really wanted to just get right into it right off the bat. There's been a whole lot of talk about debates lately with the whole incident of Ben Shapiro challenging Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to a public debate, and he offered to pay her $10,000 to her campaign. And there was a bit of controversy about that when she kind of likened this kind of somewhat aggressive demand for a debate to catcalling. And there was a whole controversy around that. I'm sure you heard about that. And Ben Shapiro was right at the center of it. And so what I did was I reached out to Ben. I asked him to come on the show, and to my surprise, he did agree to come on. So Ben Shapiro, welcome to 49th Parahell. Thanks for coming on.
Little bleeps, you can't F with me.
Okay. Those little wacky. But yeah, I do appreciate you coming on in the wake of this whole sort of debate, controversy, fallout. It's grown to encompass a friend of the show, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, and it's a whole lot of people talking about debating. So why don't you just start off by just giving me your perspective on the whole Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez incident and how that played out for you?
I'm the bad guy, right, for having requested the debate or the discussion. I'm the bad guy. And obviously I'm the bad guy because I offered $10,000 in violation of campaign finance.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of owning up to the fact that you were kind of the bad guy in that scenario. It was kind of a bad faith outrage for you, just designed to raise your own profile. And you said you were aware that was a violation of campaign finance law, or?
I'm desperate to give above the legal limit to a democratic socialist.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, sorry, I'm just a little bit taken aback. I was kind of expecting this to be more of a contentious thing between the two of us, because I know we don't see eye to eye on a whole lot, or at least I thought so. But it seems to me like you're like a little bit more left wing than you come across on your show that you host and through your sort of media profile. Would you say that's accurate?
Antifa needs to go out in the streets, and if the Nazis are marching, Antifa needs to go out and punch them in the head.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that you're actually supportive of the sort of burgeoning militant anti-fascist movement we've been seeing sort of growing in America over the last couple of years.
The Antifa has been fighting Klansmen and fascists for years.
Yeah, I agree.
They helped stop Hitler.
Oh, that's interesting. So let's go into that. I mean, they're taking a bit of a detour here, though. But in like a historical context, would you say in the Weimar Republic, if communists and socialists had been more emboldened to violently confront fascists and Nazis with street violence, like, do you think that would have maybe had an impact? Do you think that could have potentially stopped the Nazis from seizing power?
Armed violence by communists in the Weimar Republic would have stopped the Nazis. We need Antifa in the streets as some sort of grand and glorious mission. Fight these Nazis in the streets with their fists.
Jesus. Okay. Sorry, it's not that I disagree or anything. This was not really how I was expecting this to go. It's just because usually you champion more of an idea of let's debate between these two issues and do you think you can debate with these people? Or
also a good rule not to debate fascists, just destroy them.
Hell yeah. Yep. No, I completely agree. This is just throwing me off a little bit because I didn't really plan on us being kind of on the same page here politically. I guess just to close out this part of the discussion, do you even think there's really a discernible difference between the sort of white nationalists that we've been seeing marching through several American cities and just the sort of average everyday Trump supporter?
Deep down, most Trump supporters are just like the neo-Nazis who happen to be open enough with their perspective.
Huh. Yeah, interesting. Well, I agree. What can I say? But we've talked about the whole Ocasio-Cortez debate incident. We've talked about your apparent love of Antifa, which was surprising to hear about. Is there anything else you'd like to get into? Because I'm a little bit...
Have you seen me? I'm an Orthodox Jew who was a virgin until I was married.
Okay, I'm not sure that's relevant.
Yes.
You don't need to...
The cleanest cut guy when it comes to sexual relations in all of human history.
Yeah, okay, again, that's a bit inappropriate.
I don't care.
We don't need to get into that stuff. Sorry, does your wife know that you come on the radio and podcasts and talk about this kind of stuff? Or
she took deep offense at this. Uh-huh. We are now getting divorced.
Okay. Yeah, my condolences. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a shame.
She still says the strip club is her favorite place.
Yeah, okay. We don't need to get into that stuff again. It's really not necessary. And in fact, we should probably just switch back to politics while I still have you on here. We have gotten a little bit off the rails.
Let's talk about your impending death, because I can't have good intentions. I'm a bad guy.
What? What does that even mean?
Let's do all those things. I don't care.
No, listen, I think we should probably just try and stick to politics while I still have you here. One thing I wanted to ask about is there's this kind of idea in conservative thought that, embracing these kind of far right nationalist ideas or traditional ideas about what a woman's role should be is actually a form of empowerment for women. You spend a lot of time railing against liberal feminism, but would you?
Okay, if this is empowerment for women, let me suggest that women need to think more of themselves, because this seems rather degrading, actually.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I do agree with you. I do think it is. I also think it's degrading. So, would you say, if there's another, a women's march, for instance, you spent some time kind of railing against that. Do you think if there was another women's march, you'd go out and you'd put on one of the pink hats?
But it's so empowered. It's just so, all of this is so empowered to actually wear a hat on your head that is supposedly named after a vagina.
Yeah, sure. That is a super weird way of putting that. But listen, I'm happy that you seem to have had a change of heart about some of this stuff. And listen, Ben, I know you're a busy guy, so I guess it's time to let you go. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate it. And just wondering, have you listened to this show before, or have you heard it? I just wasn't really sure if you were a fan because, I'm such a big time communist and everything.
And who wouldn't be, considering how volatile the economy is and will continue to be? And it's really entertaining. I've listened to it. Really exciting, really entertaining. It's a political podcast, sort of a political thriller, really well produced and interesting to listen to.
Wow, that's a ringing endorsement from Ben Shapiro of the show. So, thanks again for taking the time. Once again, I really do appreciate it. And so I'll talk to you again soon, Ben. Take care. And let's start the show.
George W. Bush hates black people.